Good morning and welcome to Year 3 English with me, Miss Dowley. So let's start by writing the date and underlining, and then writing the learning objective. I can plan my writing, I can write a diary and underlining. So we're going to start with our sentence level work, and we're using subordination today. Now, subordination sounds tricky because it's quite a posh word, but it isn't really, and you use it all the time. It means we add detail to the sentence we are writing. So here's my sentence. I went into town. Now, if I want to add some subordination to it, I'm going to use a conjunction and more detail. I went into town because I needed a new coat. So you can see here that it explains why I went into town. Here is another example. My dog barked. So that's my sentence. Now I'm going to add a subordinating clause or subordination, and I use a conjunction and more detail. My dog barked as the cat ran past it. Okay, so you're going to have a try at adding some subordination to the following sentences. I ran to the park, my sister shouted at me, the car stopped, the man fell over, the lady said thank you, I jumped up. Pause whilst you have a try. Last week we wrote a timeline for King Eurystheus. Now this time we're going to write a timeline and then a diary entry for Heracles. So here is a timeline plan for Heracles. Now I've started this one for you. You don't have to use mine, you can use your own one. But remember, this time you are Heracles. Try and get yourself into his character. So I've put here, the oracle told me to offer myself as a slave to King Eurystheus. Next, I went to see King Eurystheus and became his slave. Then he set me the 12 labours. They sound quite difficult. And you can move along the timeline how you would like to. Let's just remind ourselves of our toolkit for writing a diary. You're writing a diary to inform yourself about what has happened. So you are Heracles and you're remembering what's happened in your day. You want the reader to be able to picture the characters, locations and monsters in their mind. They need to be able to understand where and when things are happening. You want the reader to remember how they felt and to be reminded about what happened. And the techniques we're going to use is we're going to write it in the first person. We are Heracles. It's going to be in the past tense. He's already done it, or we've already done it. It will have some expanded noun phrases. It will have fronted adverbials. In the morning, comma, I. We're going to use some conjunctions. It's a recount, and it is going to be sequenced into the events of the day. Let's remind ourselves of the simplified word bank to help with our writing, especially when we come to writing the diary. We can use these words to give us some more exciting vocabulary. So I started here. So this is my diary entry as Heracles. So I start with Dear Diary, because that's who I'm writing to. Early this morning, I went to see the oracle as I was feeling so ashamed for killing my wife and children. He told me to offer myself as a slave to King Eurystheus. I set off to find his palace, asking people along the way. Finally, I arrived at a huge palace. I went into a room and found King Eurystheus sitting on his throne. So that's my start of my diary entry as Heracles, but you're going to start yours as well. So start writing your timeline first, then write your diary extract. Use the word bank to help you with exciting words. Can you use a fronted adverbial? Can you use an exclamation mark or a question mark? Can you use an expanded noun phrase? And after practicing this today, could you add some subordination to one of your sentences? Please send us in your work. We love reading your writing and we look forward to seeing your diary entries. Have fun writing. Thank you.